friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I thought that it would be fun to see how much I can realistically read in 1 week. So I have seen these videos floating around. I think they're really fun. A lot of times it'll be like, oh, how much do I realistically read with a 9 to 5? Or even people who do YouTube as their full-time job. For me, the kind of like caveat, I guess, is how much do I realistically read as a mom of 2? I have a toddler. She's almost 2.5. She's very rambunctious. She's very fun. I love her very much. And I have an 11-month-old baby. So he's gonna be a year old in 1 month, which is really crazy and makes me feel a lot of feelings. A lot of the times the reading time I have is during nap time, which I just laid them down for a nap, or in the evenings or in the morning before they wake up. So that's kind of the time I have to read. Sometimes I do try to read around them, only if I have a physical copy of a book though, because a lot of the reading that I do is on my phone through the Libby app, and I don't want them to see me just like sitting and looking at my phone. Even though I'm reading a book, they don't know that. So I don't want them to like look at their mom and just see me like constantly looking at my phone. So if I have a physical copy of a book that I'm reading, sometimes I'll try to read around them. But if you're a parent, you know, oftentimes like my kids will be playing perfectly fine by themselves and they're like not paying attention to me at all, and the second I like pull out something to do for myself, they're like right there. They're like, what are you doing, Mom? What is that? And then they try and grab the book and stuff, and then they want me to read them a book, which is totally fine. So I honestly mostly just read like when they're asleep or when they're having quiet time or a nap or whatever. So that's kind of where we're at. Today's Monday. I don't think I'm actually going to sit down to read right now, even though I did just lay them down for a nap, because I do need to edit a video, and like you can see some of the laundry behind me, but there's like another 2 baskets of laundry that need folded. So I think I'm going to get my video edited, fold the laundry, and then hopefully after that I still have time to sit down and do some reading. I actually woke up early this morning, which I'm so proud of myself, because listen, I've been feeling gross lately. I've been feeling really schlubby. Schlubby is the word I use. I don't know if it's a real word, to be completely honest, but it just really encapsulates how I feel, which is just schlubby. You know, just like bleh. I don't know if it's like the seasonal depression. I don't know if it's hormone stuff with birth control, or because I am still in that like first year of postpartum. Sometimes hormones just do like weird things. I don't know what it is, but I've just been feeling really gross, kind of depressed, not motivated to do anything, and I was like, I am going to fix this for myself the best that I can. Obviously I can't just fix myself, but I was like, I'm gonna start doing some healthy habits again and see if it helps me feel better. So I forced myself to get out of my nice cozy warm bed this morning and do some yoga and plan out my day, read some scriptures, and then I read a book. I finished a book. So today I've actually read, let me see, I wrote it down. I think it was 104 pages. I read for about 45 minutes. Yes, I read 104 pages. I finished What the Chicken Knows by Sy Montgomery. I gave it like a 3-star. Honestly, I thought that it was going to be more science-y, and like the whole book was just like, I love my chickens. Chickens are smarter than you might think. My neighbor is really, really smart and really good at taking care of chickens. My other neighbors love my chickens. Chickens got eaten by predators. It's just like kind of the whole book. And so I thought it was going to be a little bit more about like science of chickens, and that's not really what it was. So, but I am kind of getting the science-y things that I want from An Immense World, which I'm also reading. It's over there on my nightstand. You can't really see it, but I'm hoping to dive into that some more this week, because I started reading it, but I haven't really gotten super far into it. And that's more about like animals' senses and like what they teach us, and it's a lot more like science heavy and like teaching you about animals, which is like what I wanted. Yeah, so I finished What the Chicken Knows, and it was like, okay, also what's happening to my hair? I need to rebraid it. I don't know. And then I read about 54 pages of The Spear Cuts Through Water. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. I've heard really good things about this book. I honestly don't really know what it's about, so I'll tell you more when I read some more of it. But yeah, I'm going to edit my video, take care of this laundry, and then hopefully I have some time to sit down and read some more, and I can tell you more about The Spear Cuts Through Water. And if I don't, then I'll see you tomorrow with an update. Okay, I got all my laundry done, I edited my video, and I think my kids will probably wake up fairly soon-ish, but I'm going to just sit and relax and read for a little while. Also, I got these at Costco. They're called Rip Van wafers. They're dark chocolate wafers, and they're really yummy. They're supposed to be like healthy, and I don't know that they actually are. Reading the ingredients, it seems like they actually are pretty simply made, which is always a good thing. But yeah, they're pretty yummy. I like them a lot. They're good, like, they're individually packaged, and it's like a nice one. You only need one for a little snack. So, eat my little snack and read. Okay, my kids just woke up, so I'm gonna go take care of them, but I only read 13 more pages, which is fine. I knew that I wasn't prioritizing reading during this nap time, and this is a realistic look at how much I read. So sometimes I really just don't read during nap time because I have a lot of other things I need to accomplish. So we'll see if I read any more throughout the evening, and I'll probably check in with you tomorrow. Hi, it's Tuesday. My bed is not made, so don't pay attention to that. Reading. Let me update you on my reading. I did read a little bit more. I read 61 more pages of The Spear Cuts Through Water last night. I don't think I ever even told you what it's about, because I wasn't sure myself, to be completely honest, but I'm figuring it out a little bit. You know what? I'm just going to read you this sentence because I feel like this explains it well. 2 warriors shepherd an ancient god across a broken land to end the tyrannical reign of a royal family in this epic fantasy. So, it is basically these people have to take this god to help her end the reign of this emperor, and the emperor is like really evil, and you're just kind of starting to learn that information where I'm at. I'm 20% through, which is 159 pages. So it's a pretty long book, which is fine. But I really like the writing style so far. I feel like it's really interesting. It uses the second person a lot, which is pretty rare. I feel like that makes this a little more unique. Books don't often use the second person that often. So I found that interesting. You might be able to hear my kids. I just laid them down for their nap, so sometimes they play a little before they fall asleep. So that's where we're at. I tried to read this morning while I was diffusing my hair. I got a diffuser. Honestly, I don't know. I think I need to work on my technique. But anyway, I just needed to focus though. So I read like 5 pages or something. I'm not going to sit down and read right now. I am going to finish filming a thrift flip video I'm doing. By the time this comes out, that one should be out. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Hopefully it turned out great. I'm about to find out. So I don't think it will take me that long to film it, so hopefully I can read a little bit after I film that, allegedly. And we'll go from there. Hello, it's Wednesday. The vest turned out pretty nice. Obviously I'm wearing it, so it turned out good enough that I like it. So check that video out. Probably already told you about it, but anyway. I did not get very much reading done yesterday, but I was able to do a little bit of reading while my kids were having some playtime. They were playing really well independently, so I was like, okay, let me try and read. And it worked. So I got like 20 pages in then, and then I read another 20 pages of a graphic novel. So like, those 20 pages are not the same, but they're still both 20 pages. So my total for yesterday was 49 pages. So just to review, Monday the total was 178. Tuesday the total was 49. Today I have not read at all yet, but I am gonna go take a bath, which feels kind of weird to do in the middle of the day while my kids are taking a nap. But I really feel like I just want to be in bed, and I'm trying to resist that because I'm trying to spend less time just like in my bed. And a bath seems like it will feel calming and nice and relaxing, but then I'm not just like in bed. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna read while I'm in the bath. So I'll check in with you after that, I guess. Okay, sorry, the lighting is kind of trash. It's really dark. Well, it's not really dark. It's darkish outside because it's raining. I fell asleep. I took a bath and it was so nice. And I was reading. And then I came down here. And this couch is extremely comfortable. And I had my blankie and it was so cozy. And I fell asleep. So now I need to hurry and get my kids up from their nap and go get my husband from work. But I did manage to read, even with falling asleep. I read 112 pages. So that's pretty good. I will probably maybe get some reading time in tonight because my husband said he might have to do some work late. So if he does, then I'll read while he's working. But yeah, feeling pretty good about 112 pages even while also taking a nap, so I'll catch you later. Okay, I'm just gonna check in with you super fast. Today's Thursday. Last night my husband did in fact have to work late, so I read another 393 pages. So my total for Wednesday was 518 pages read. Can I get a what? And then today, just now, I finished the Spirit Cuts Through Water. I need to leave like right now, so I can't give you a review. I'll give you a review tomorrow. But I read, what is that? I can't do math in my head. 103 pages today so far. So I don't know if I'll read any more because I have this like girls night thing that I'm going to tonight. So I don't know if I'll have any time to read. But yeah, I need to leave like right now. But that is the update for Thursday, and hopefully I see you again, but I might not see you till tomorrow. Bye! Hi, so sorry I haven't checked in with you in a few days. It is now Sunday, and I think I'm gonna wrap the video up here. So Friday, I ended up reading 139 pages. Those were all of a graphic novel, so I didn't actually read for that long. I think I only read for like maybe 15 minutes at the doctor's office, but again, it was a graphic novel, so the page number was a lot higher than like the words on the page. And then Saturday, I read 190 pages. Again, that was finishing up the graphic novel. I read The Land of Mirrors. What is that? Who's that by? The Land of Mirrors by Maria Medem, translated by Daniela Ortiz. I'll review that in just one second. And then today I've read about 30 pages. If you can hear my kids in the background, they're having quiet time, but I think they're about ready to get up. I don't think they're gonna end up taking a nap today, so that's great. Sundays are hard because, you know, it's like we go to church, which throws off their normal schedule. You know, usually we're like doing stuff as a family, and so that also will throw off their afternoons nap schedule. So Sunday naps actually don't really happen for them very often. And today is the Super Bowl, so things will be crazy here fairly soon. So I don't know if I'm gonna get any more reading in today, so I'm just gonna say it's 30, and then, you know, maybe by some miracle I'll read some more today. So my total pages read for this week was 1,207. I think that in a lot of ways this was a pretty average week for me, but I do think that number was boosted quite a bit by the fact that my husband had to work late on Wednesday. If he did not have to work late, I would not have read like 500 pages that day, just because usually in the evenings I'm spending time with him and I'm not reading because we're like watching a movie or playing a game or whatever. And so it's like sometimes we read together in the evenings, but most of the time we don't. We're trying to talk to each other, connect with each other, you know, actually spend time together. So anyway, I do think that boosted that. As far as my review of the 2 books I read, so the first book that I finished this week was The Spear Cuts Through Water by Simon Jimenez. I think overall I'm going to give this book a 4-star. I think that the way it was written was extremely unique and had very beautiful writing. I think that his use of the second person was something that was really unexpected for me and something that I really enjoyed because it was throughout the entire story. Whereas like I feel like sometimes you'll get a little bit of second person like the beginning of a thriller or something. But this was throughout the entire book and I thought that was very fascinating. I do think this book was a little bit longer than it needed to be. It's a pretty long one. And kind of some stuff near the end I was like, okay, I just don't really care about this anymore. Like I think it could have been wrapped up a little bit more succinctly. As far as why I'm giving it a 4-star and not a 5-star, this book is very violent and there are some sexual content in it, which I don't appreciate. I try to avoid sexual content as much as possible. So for me, that was something that kind of brought it down a little bit, but, and it was pretty violent. So just keep that in mind if you want to read this book and that's something that concerns you. There is a lot of violence in this book. Honestly, more than I was expecting, but it wasn't in a way that like gave me nightmares or anything. So take that as you will. I don't know how much my nightmare rating means to you, but that's that. I am glad that I read it. I want to read The Vanished Birds by him later this year, and so that gave me hope for really liking that book because I did overall enjoy it. I thought it was a really cool story and I thought it was told in a really cool way. So there's that. Again, sorry if you can hear my kids talking in the background. They're having the time of their lives in there. And then the graphic novel that I read was The Land of Mirrors. Again, it's by Maria Madem. Translated, oh, there's 2 translators, sorry. Translated by Alicia Jensen and Daniela Ortiz. That's interesting. I haven't seen 2 translators. This is a book from Spain, I believe. So it's translated from the Spanish into English. I give this book 3.5. I found it interesting. So basically you're following this woman named Antonia and she lives in this like really secluded place. She's all by herself and she just tends to a flower that is there. She's very obsessed with keeping the flower safe and healthy. And then one day a woman comes and invites her to go to the Land of Mirrors. And she meets various people and learns some lessons. I thought it was really interesting. It didn't stick with me as much as I think maybe it was wanting to. And there were some parts that I was kind of confused by. I think the art in it was absolutely beautiful. It was a well-made graphic novel. But yeah, it was just kind of like middle of the line for me. It wasn't something that I'm going to be like, oh yes, this is a graphic novel that I like really recommend and I really loved. I am getting more into graphic novels, but I still haven't read that many. So if you have any graphic novel suggestions for me, let me know. But yeah, I do think it's still fun to try new things, try out new graphic novels that maybe I wouldn't have heard of before, tried before. So yeah, overall I think it was a pretty successful reading week. I do think that doing this vlog made me focus on reading more than it normally would. So I think this overall is pretty realistic, but also it's also realistic for me to read, you know, maybe 50 pages in a week, and that's the total. So, you know, some weeks maybe I read 1,200 pages and some weeks I read 0 or 50 or, you know, whatever. So it really depends on what's going on. Everybody has busy lives, busy things going on, but I think this was a really fun experiment and I enjoyed hanging out with you for it. So I'll see you in my next video and I hope you have a great day. Bye!